Welcome to another Burn Live show, y'all, where we burn live, we burn through conversation, trying to come out with some common sense. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Capiche. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time you're reading this. I have my host with me, April. April O'Neil. welcome, everybody. Today's going to be more of a relaxed, chill show. Not trying to get too hostile. So, I ran across this video that shocked me, amazed me of just things that are supposed to be common that ain't common. You know, things that you should know, like you should know why the sky is blue. You should know why snow fall on top of a mountain type stuff. You should know how, little simple things that you would think that you should know. And you'd be like, I didn't know that, or I don't know that. And you'd be like, wow, it's amazing. So that's why I want to go over today, have a little discussion with you. And, hopefully some other people come in and join us. If they not, I do understand. Other than that, we're finna enjoy this show.
Some people said they was coming in.
I don't
know. Okay. Well, hopefully they do.
But I'm gonna start off with this one, because this one right here, I think will start off conversation and get you and the audience and everybody to understand where I'm coming from, where things you should know, you may not know, and we gonna go from there.
South America.
Around it.
In between it. We're not connected.
We are literally connected.
North America and South America are no, they're not. No, it's not.
Wait, it's that one. Central America. That's what connects us. Its literal name. It's in the center.
What countries in Central America?
Like El Salvador, Nicaragua, Honduras, stuff like that. That's Central America.
No, Cam, let's think about this.
Okay, no, shut up. It goes from Canada.
No, listen,
all the way down,
dude. No.
All the way in the States.
Listen.
Into Mexico.
No.
Into Central America. However,
I don't know where Central America is.
There's a 60 mile dense forest once you hit South America called the Duarte Pass, where you have to get in specialized vehicles to get through it to get back on the Pan American Highway.
Why do you know this and you just learned how to make a fist 2 months ago? Like, that's so crazy to me. You know about a road that goes to Guadalajara and Nicaragua.
You be careful.
There's not an ocean between us and South America.
Around it.
In between it. We're not connected.
We are literally connected.
North America and South America are no.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that. I ain't gonna lie, I did not know that. I can't even argue with that one. I did not know that one.
See, this right there, that right there is what I'm talking about. Like, common things that we should know, that if you ask the average person, be like, you know what, I did not know that. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm shocked that people don't know some of these things, especially that, like Central America. Like, we forgot about Central America.
Mm-hmm.
We just really thought there was water around us like that. Like, come on, for real, seriously. And then I can't even say, like, okay, you didn't know, but you didn't know. Like, people really didn't know these things. It's amazing. Right now, I'm just sharing this out, yo. I gotta share out the content.
Mm-hmm.
So, in between South America and America, what you thought was right there?
South America, that would be Canada, right?
Canada is above us.
Right.
So, below South America and in between America, what did you thought was right there?
That's why I need to look at the map. See, I can't. Michael, shut the fuck up. I'm too hot for this shit, because where is South America? Is it on?
It's under us.
Oh,
oh my God, you is more proving my point than ever. OMG.
Okay, South America is under us. Okay, right.
Okay. So
Look here, I passed history.
what this is like this what I'm saying. These are supposed to be common sense, like common stuff like you should know. Like what is the percentage? What the percentage of water takes up this whole planet?
Oh, the Pacific Ocean.
Okay, what's the percentage of water that takes up the whole planet?
Oh, what percentage of water? Oh, and then like 80%?
70. Yeah, close enough.
Oh,
70%. And then land is 30%.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Clock it.
Woo!
Okay. You thought nah, I wasn't finna say no 40 or no 50. No.
I didn't know what you was finna say.
I was close though.
Do you believe in the equator?
What's like ultimately like what's in the middle?
Okay, what is the equator?
I don't fucking Marco, I don't know.
Stop playing.
I swear
You
to
know what they see. This is what I'm talking about when we talking about off screen, where a person is intelligent. You know what?
You gotta. I'm more of a visual person. Like you gotta show me.
You don't remember what an equator? Okay.
Isn't it like? Is it like the middle, like the diagram?
Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna do this for you.
World above sea level.
Mount Everest.
Thank you. Thank God.
I thought it was Kilimanjaro.
What is the capital city of Australia?
The
The one you're thinking is absolutely wrong, so just stop yourself.
Yeah,
now.
no.
Canberra.
Who?
Yep. Which two continents are entirely in the southern hemisphere? So we only
That's
have
below the equator.
There we go. We only have 7.
Is the equator a real thing?
Right. That's what I said. It's the line that's either in the middle or right. It's in the middle, right? It's a little red line right there. That's the equator.
Yes, it's real.
Is that a physical line you can see?
A physical line.
Because I remember.
You think there's a wall?
No, like a line.
Oh, like is it laser? Is it paint in the water? What would this line be made of?
What the fuck is the equator line? Like, what the fuck does it do? It's just there. That's why I'm like, it's that line in the middle of the. What the fuck does it do? So I was right again. The fucking equator.
No, you're not right. Hold on. I just want somebody that's smarter than me to explain what the equator is.
What the fuck is the equator?
Explain to me what the equator is.
It's not a line right there. What the fuck is that line, Michael?
That's where the equator is. Yes. Can you explain to me what an equator is?
Sure. The equator is an imaginary line around the middle of the Earth, like a belt. It's the same distance from the North and South poles, and it divides the Earth into the northern and southern hemispheres.
So what?
The equator divides the North and South hemisphere.
I understand. Duh. But what? So what part were we? So they saying that we're southern hemisphere, right?
No, we're in the northern hemisphere.
Oh, they're trying to say we're northern hemisphere.
If you see,
right.
You see the arrow? Can you see the arrow?
Yeah.
This is United States right here.
Right.
We're in the north. This is South America.
Down.
This is Africa.
Right. The North Pole would be at the top, and the South Pole is at the bottom. North and South hemisphere. I got you.
Okay. Except for that right there. That's where we're gonna disagree on something, because there's no such thing as the North and South Pole.
It is. When I say the North and South Pole, they mean the top and the bottom. That means the middle of the top, the middle of the bottom. That's what it is.
Okay, so We finna go down a rabbit hole, okay? Real fast. I see we're gonna have to go there. Do you believe that the earth looks like this picture right here?
Yo, it's that fucking rabbit hole for me. No, I don't look like. I think the world. I think the world is. Yeah, I think the world look like the picture right there. Yeah, once you zoom
So
into the world, then it's flat. The world is flat inside.
that is not flat. That is this right here. A ball spinning.
Right. The
That's
world.
the only way. That's the only way you can come up with the North and South Pole.
But look at what's holding that pole. Look at that. Bring up that world. What's holding that pole in the middle? Look at the map, Michael, on top of that
You talking
world.
about this? This
Right.
axle?
No, not the axle. Look at the world on the top of it. And what do they say? On the top of the world on the map. It's gonna say North Pole and South Pole.
Oh no, that's not. That's not a real thing.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is a real
No,
thing.
it's all right. Let's. You want me to ask Gemini?
Who the hell is Gemini?
AI.
Who is AI?
Intelligence.
Who is intelligence? Cause ain't no damn.
Well, you know what Gemini is. Gemini is on your phone, homie.
You can out asshole. Yeah. Well, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Gemini. Is there? Where is the North and South Pole? Is it real?
That's a great follow-up question. The North and South Poles are definitely real places, but they are defined based on the Earth's rotation and magnetism, not by a physical pole stuck in the ground. Geographic location. The North and South Poles are the points on the Earth's surface that mark the ends of its axis of rotation.
Not a real place.
Never said it was a real place. I did say it was a real place. My bad. I misworded that. That's what I meant to say. Though what Gemini was saying. That not an actual pole, not an actual place. But I mean, from the top, that's how the top and the bottom is identified from the north.
Okay. And I'm saying that that's not real. If you're a flat earth believer like me and the rest of my little crew,
Michael,
that's not real at all.
Yes, it is real.
So where's the north at? What's up there at the north? What continent is up there?
Oh, ice and water.
Okay, my question is, what continent?
Oh, I never said it was a continent up there. I never said it was a place to live. I just said the South Pole and the North Pole. The South Pole is at the top, and the North Pole is at the bottom. I mean, the North Pole is at the top, and the South Pole is at the bottom. That's all I said, Michael. I never said nobody stayed in the city. Never said nobody stayed in the state. I never said it was a country or continent. I never said none of that.
So is the North Pole on a continent? Yes or no?
No.
No. Okay. This map shows me that the North Pole is supposed to be on a continent. I'm saying is not really there if you look at a flat earth. Because I'm looking at it, and it shows it's supposed to be at what's this? Antarctica?
Yes.
And then at the South Pole is Antarctica. Antarctica and Antarctica, however you pronounce them too. Mm-hmm. And I'm saying that that's not true. For one, Antarctica is the highest land. Hold on. Antarctica is the highest land above sea level. It's taller than mountains. Why is that? Because we learned about this in the Bible when they talk about the firmament. And it's surrounded by ice. And a dome that sits on top of us, called the firmament, that separates the 7 different levels of heaven from earth. That's why I say the North Pole and the South Pole doesn't exist. Because therefore, can't nobody tell you where's north at, and can't nobody tell you where's south at. Because if you looked on a map, if you looked at where north and south is nothing but a circle. East and west is how you actually get to other continents.
Okay, Michael. But you can still travel east to west, up or down. It doesn't matter. You're still traveling within the same. You're not going to, if you travel up, if you're traveling up to Antarctica, you're not traveling. You're not going to be down like this, and we're not just going up to the fucking like just leaving up out of the continent. Basically,
That's not what I'm saying either, and I get it, and we could agree upon that. We could agree upon that. What I am saying is I guess I would bring up.
I don't know how you get to Antarctica on that plane. I don't have a fucking clue. But
you're not going.
What
I'm saying is this right here, up by this Y.
Yes, Michael.
What people would say is where the North Pole is, you wouldn't stop up there. There's no way for you to go north and you be like, okay, I'm going there. When you go north, you're gonna go all the way over here. You're gonna go all the way over here until you come to Antarctica down here till you reach that wall. So yeah, I'm saying that you would go to one side of Antarctica all the way to the other side of Antarctica. Matter of fact, you know what,
Michael?
I got this. No, I'm gonna play this video for you. I got you. Because I just posted it. And I think I posted it to Larry, but I think I actually posted it too. I think I'm just gonna go to Larry. It just be easier. Because he don't believe that the earth is round. He believes that the earth is round and we spin it and gravity and we chasing the sun. I'm like, that shit sounds ridiculous.
No, we ain't chasing. I don't believe if the sun is not chased. Well, then at the same time, I don't fucking know. Because you can go back with time, like how we in different time zones and shit within even the earth.
Time zone is because of the sunlight and how it reaches certain areas at certain times.
I know, Michael.
Because the sun is not in space like they try to lie to us. All right, you ready for this one? This is gonna blow your mind, I promise you. I'm gonna pause it on each proof. I'm gonna pause and we're gonna go over and we're gonna discuss it.
Okay.
As soon as I get to where you can hear it.
Google, type in NASA patent of derivation and definition.
Proof 1. Every NASA patent says the earth is flat.
What you do here?
Every NASA patent, I'm not, you know what NASA is, NASCAR. NASA goes out into space. So all their patents, everything that they're presenting in their things say that the earth is flat. Now these people that went to the moon.
You should go to Google, type in NASA patent of derivation and definition. There it is, nasa.gov. And here it is, the NASA patent. See, it says NASA. And then here's your summary. And in the summary, it says flying over a flat, non-rotating Earth. There it is.
So if NASA, who claimed they went to the moon but then told us that they didn't, got in a summary, flat Earth. Only way you're going north is you going to the firmament. That's just my proof number one.
Clear as crystal. It even says it down here too. Flat.
Flying over a flat, non-rotating Earth. That means our Earth don't spin. Like they be lying to us. Yes, I'm saying that they lied to us. The Earth don't spin. NASA, who me and you both can say they both is NASA smarter than both of us put together. Stop playing.
So why are we falling over sometimes? Why are we tripping and falling and shit? And me and all clumsy and stuff. So you telling me
That's
that
so
ain't
free.
No, that's the world spinning. I just didn't catch the beat.
You tripping and falling ain't got nothing to do with you thinking that the earth is spinning.
A non-rotating Earth.
Proof 2. By the North Pole, the sun never sets during summer solstice.
Experienced by observers north of the Arctic Circle during summer solstice.
North of the Arctic Circle. Remember, Arctic Circle is where they claim the North Pole is at. Okay?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay, so this is where they claim that the Earth is, like I said, the North Pole. So this is at the North Pole.
Solstice, where the sun can be seen circling over and around 360 degrees without ever setting. Depending how far north the observer is, the sun can be seen for several days or weeks, rising and falling as usual, but never fully setting beyond the horizon. This is because the sun, having reached the Tropic of Cancer, is making its tightest, narrowest circle over the Earth. So much so.
That's so we're in America, right here. We're more like over here. You want to go north to the Antarctic Circle, right? You following me, April? You want to go?
My bad. It's just a little noisy on my. I'm listening.
Right here is Antarctica, right? Sorry about that, y'all. By what they're telling you, by what they're saying, is that the Earth, if it moved, you know what I'm saying, the sun will set. You know, the sun will come from this side to this side, back to this side to this side, this side to this side, this side, there, this side to this side. Because you know what I'm saying, this is the East Coast to West Coast. So the sunset rise in the east, sets in the west. Rise in the east, sets in the west. I'm saying that's false. This is more accurate. The earth stands still, the sun and the moon rotates. Comes way the hell over here. And with mountains and clouds, mountains and clouds and everything that's in the way is why you got day and night, because that's too far to come over the mountains for us to see. And then when it comes back around, that's when you get your daylight.
That observers positioned centrally within the Arctic Circle are never at any time significantly far enough away from the sun for it to set beyond their horizon. Not until after summer solstice, when the sun makes its way back towards the equator, will the sun set completely and the Arctic days begin getting shorter.
Proof 3. Long-distance photography over 500 miles proves that the Earth is flat.
Here is a picture of Tokyo.
Now this one, April, is the most simplest one that's gonna do it, okay? Simplest. All right. They finna explain to you every 1,000 miles, the Earth is supposed to tilt. Like this. You see how it's tilting? So Earth is supposed to tilt. But check this out.
Scanning over 5,000 miles. As you can see, Tokyo is over 5,000 square miles in circumference. This picture is showing all of Tokyo and the mountains that are behind it. So it is over 5,000 miles in circumference. Here's a closer up picture of Tokyo so you get an idea of the scale that we're dealing with here. So here it is, over 5,000 miles in circumference. And now look at what they're saying curves after just 1,000. Let's actually take a closer look at how much.
Okay, 1,000 miles. You see the curvature? You see the curvature at 2,000 miles, 3,000 miles, 4,000 miles. You shouldn't be able to see Tokyo with the curvature of Earth and how they explain to us the curvature.
Curve there is after 1,000 and 2,000 miles. It's a big curve. And when you're looking at this picture of 5,000 miles, where is the curvature? The Earth is supposed to curve after 50 miles. You are unable to see anything after 50 miles. And here is 5,000 miles.
Okay, you on mute. All right. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I truly 100% believe that the Earth is totally flat, bro. Like this is the nail in the coffin. This is definitely the nail in the coffin to explain to people. I can't explain to me how I'm supposed to see that far on a picture. And I know y'all can be like, oh, well, you're up. Look how high up in the sky you are. But yet again, you would see some type of bendage. Is there...
A flat Earth. Proving it to you.
Proof 4. Because of the sun's rays, you can tell that the sun is local and not 93 million miles away.
A simple experiment that you can do.
9,300 miles away. That's hella far.
You take the light, you shine the light through some holes really close, then pull it away and you will see the rays of light change. If the sun was truly 93 million miles away, the rays would be coming straight in instead of at an angle like what you see normally on an average day. Trust your everyday live experience. The Earth is flat.
I love these videos. I love these videos. I watch these videos a lot, ladies and gentlemen. As you see, things that are common that don't seem to be common. I think that is very common, and people seem like they don't think that is common.
I'm trying. It's a baby crying in the background. Come on, it's a baby. God damn it, it's my baby. Damn, I gotta make it. That's why I need to give me a setup.
I'm trying to get you a setup.
Yeah. You gotta give me a setup so I can go just leave my when I need to do something. I can just leave my phone where it's at and just come back to it. I can just get the nice old version of the background looking at.
I mean, you do got the extra room. Ain't nobody in there, right?
No, that's my, shit. But yeah, if I want to pay extra rent.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
who rely on the food assistance program, including more than 1 million right here in Michigan. CBS News Detroit's Veronica Ortega is getting answers about the latest developments coming out of Washington, D.C. Veronica.
Rochelle, as of today, the 1.4 million Michiganders that rely on SNAP benefits still haven't received their money, but they will. Unfortunately, it's only going to be about half the amount they would normally get. I spoke to 2 experts about next steps and the potential impacts this new development might cause. The Trump administration will use money from the USDA's contingency fund to support SNAP benefits. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says the program could restart by Wednesday.
So this would be a fairly short gap, but as you can imagine, there are senior citizens, millions of senior citizens, millions of families with kids who are probably pretty panicked right now and wondering what's going on.
The contingency fund is $4.6 billion, roughly half of the $9 billion needed to fully fund the program. Now, the question is, will people get their money on Wednesday?
50 states plus DC plus territories have to deliver those benefits directly to folks. So you're talking about a lot of different levels of government.
According to a food insecurity expert, any disruption in SNAP benefits can have a ripple effect.
So it benefits local businesses, it benefits grocery stores, it benefits farmers. So not only are people then going to be having to make decisions about food versus rent versus other necessities like diapers, it also removes that money from our community.
Experts say nearly 40% of SNAP beneficiaries are kids and teens. They say with limited access to nutritional food, education may suffer.
This is huge for learning. You can't learn if you're hungry.
Yo, okay. When they talk about a community, you're talking about taxpayers' money. People that go to work. I'm paying for you to eat on food stamps, right? I'm only speaking for those who aren't working.
Right.
And they talking about it goes back into community. The government is paying for your food, bro. So if that goes back to the community, you might say, hey, you might tell the government, hey, don't pay for my food, just pay for my community. You would be mad if somebody said that. Don't pay for SNAP, just pay for the community if you're more worried about money going back into your community. I think people... Go ahead.
That's what's wrong with a lot of people. They don't want to get up and work. Y'all put that issue though. They put it into the community though. It'll probably be a lot more better. Yeah, that's exactly what today's snack is. I don't know what you're telling me for. Get it and be gone. But yeah, like.
Well, where's strawberry milk on the same? She said chocolate.
Michael.
Rochelle, back to you.
So many families in limbo.
To make decisions about food versus rent versus other necessities like diapers. It also removes that money from our community.
Experts say nearly 40% of SNAP beneficiaries are kids and teens. They say with limited access to nutritional food, education may suffer.
This is huge for learning. You can't learn if you're hungry. And then it's huge for our physical health and our mental health. And then things like behavior and absenteeism.
Social policy experts say with only partial payments in play, it's still unclear how big of an impact this will have in the future.
You know, I think this is just going to have to be a day-by-day situation.
I did reach out to the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, the agency that distributes SNAP benefits at the state level. A spokesperson told me they're still waiting on more direction from the USDA. When we have that answer, we will bring you that information. Rochelle, back to you.
So many families in limbo and following this very closely. Veronica, thank you for that live report.
Everything about
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. Maybe by tomorrow, because they say by Wednesday. Well, so a couple of days. Hopefully the administration will have some type of ideas of what's going on. I really don't think that it's time to hit the real panic button. Like, really, people ain't got no type of food at all in their crib. Now, there are some people that probably don't have like nothing. I do know some people that probably have like zero food, but most common food houses mostly got food, bro. Stop playing. Let's get more deeper into this.
And is there a possibility of any breakthrough happening soon?
You know, I am not convinced if there is a possibility of a breakthrough as it relates to it coming from the top down. I think that this is going to have to be a bottom-up effort. You know, there's been a lot of discussions about how much travel has been interfered with and how many planes have had to be canceled. I think that those are the types of things, those types of disruptions, the disruptions as it relates to SNAP benefits and WIC benefits. I think that those are the rumblings of the people that will finally solve this. Unfortunately, we have people that are not prioritizing the very people that put them into power, starting with the President of the United States, who has failed to sit down with the four corners, the leaders within the House as well as the Senate, to decide that they were going to come to a resolution to make sure that we can move forward in a way that benefits not just red states, not just blue states, but benefits the United States.
I mean, there just doesn't seem to be that much of a sense of urgency from the White House or Republicans. And does that tell you that they think they can end this shutdown without capitulating, without giving in to Democrats' demands?
You know, I don't know what it says. I mean, it is very hard to say that you can predict anything when it comes to this White House, especially when it comes to this particular president. I will tell you that, you know, it seems like he's not on the same page with the Republicans. We know that here recently, he basically said, hey, just go ahead and explore the nuclear option. You know, they've been trying to blame this on the Democrats the entire time, when those of us who understand how things work, they have exploited the nuclear option more than once. And I'm not suggesting that they should. I'm actually suggesting that there's two ways out. Number one, you can either explore the nuclear option, which means that we reduce the threshold from 60 down to an even 50, or you could do what like most real politicians would do. They would actually negotiate. And if you are willing to talk about what it is that we can do as it relates to the Affordable Care Act on the back end, then why can't you talk about it on the front end? In addition to that, I do want to point out, because the House has failed to go in under the failed leadership of Johnson right now, here's the issue. We could be going through and getting through the actual appropriations bills, because the continuing resolution is only supposed to be a stopgap until we actually do our work. Well, considering the fact that we've been sitting this out, we could have been working. We could have been going through the 12 appropriations bills and getting those over to the Senate, and then we would at least potentially not even need the stopgap, or we'd be able to put different governmental departments back online because we've completed the actual appropriations. Yet Mike Johnson doesn't want to bring us back.
I also want to ask you about SNAP. Yesterday, a federal judge ordered the Trump administration to keep paying those benefits during the shutdown, but it's unclear if or even when the 42 million Americans who rely on food stamps are going to get them, and 3.5 million people in your state of Texas. So what is your response to Republicans who are saying,
do you really think that the Democrats are sitting up here worried about SNAP like that?
Hell no.
Do you think they really worried about health insurance, which health insurance has went up twice as high since the last time that Barack Obama even started health care?
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the premiums, that's what they really asking for is to be subsidized.
Where you put it? Oh.
Asking, can we basically fit the bill for people who can't afford it? Because I hate this, you know what I'm saying? And I've been hearing this report a lot. That's why it's like, it's bad when you look at it, but it's like, you're not giving a fair opportunity for people to get insurance and pay what they want to pay for. When you give people options, you know what I'm saying? People are not going to take whatever, you know what I'm saying? You're going to take what you want. You're not going to add in everything else that you don't want. So there are a lot of people in this field that, you know what I'm saying? Okay, the federal government is going to pay for everything, and then we just going to pay you a little small lump sum. If you put this into the private sector and let people actually go out there and figure out on their own what they want, then you're giving a person, a lot of people wouldn't have a job in the doctor field because you only want to go to the doctors that do a good job, not to somebody who just went out here and got a certificate and went through the classes. You will want somebody that actually went through the training, went through the steps, set up here with some instructor and probably took another extra 10 years up under some leadership guy who, you know, people thought he was a jerk. Have you ever seen that TV show House? I don't think people ever seen that TV show back in the day. It was a TV show called House, where doctors, and this guy named, he was actually a doctor. His last name was House. He went around working on special patients. He was very good. He had very people that was working up under him that were very good and smart too. But yet again, these doctors really didn't get an opportunity because they worked up under somebody. Under taking insurance and open it up to the open market to where people can validate themselves of what they want, you're giving people a more opportunity to say, hey, this is what I want. This is what I want to try to do. And, you know what I'm saying? If you're good, you know, you will gain clients. If you're not good, you will lose clients. And a lot of hospitals will shut down because they're not even good. They're not healthy. They got some little code that they're not doing and abiding by. I think that's a little bit more important than having everything subsidized through the government. And that's what I'm looking at when I hear stuff like this. Is we're not letting opportunities. I don't know. I think everything should be under the free market. We should be able to have options to what we will and will not tolerate. And I think that's the biggest difference. That's what we're looking at. And that's why we're having such a hard time looking at these oppositions and say, hey, because I don't want to keep paying for insurance that I barely use. I don't want to pay to partial insurance. I don't mind paying partial insurance, but whole insurance, no, I can't do it.
Maybe we should take another look at this program because too many Americans are on SNAP. And what are you hearing from your constituents?
Well, I will tell you this. I will agree with them on one thing. I will agree that there are too many American people that are on SNAP benefits. But that means that you got to not look necessarily at SNAP. You got to look at the reasons that they're on SNAP. We know that over 1/4 of these people that are in receipt of SNAP benefits are actually the working poor in this country, right? We have not increased the minimum wage, and I don't know when, and the minimum wage still sits at $7 while everything else is going up, whether we're talking about the cost of food or whether we're talking about the cost of rent or whether we're talking about the cost to actually try to engage in home ownership if we're talking about the interest rates. And we know that under the failed leadership of this administration, this country has seen a loss of 1 million jobs, and that's just in the first few months. He's not even had a full year. So no, we need to work on economic policies that will put people into a position. And
when they talk about loss of jobs, they gotta also add the millions of jobs that was claimed by Joe Biden that actually got rid of because they wasn't actual real jobs. So the Democratic Party falsified jobs. I don't think people know that, or people even care that even happened, that he straight falsified jobs. When you falsify jobs, and then you gotta when you falsify jobs, so jobs not really in there. That's technically Trump losing jobs. Okay, so they added that to Trump. Okay, but then when you started Doge and you actually started cutting jobs that were useless, that wasn't beneficial to us, then you got a problem. And then what's crazy, and a lot of people don't want to explain, he cut federal jobs that he can actually go in and cut. He didn't cut Walmart. He didn't go to Target. He didn't go to the grocery store. He didn't go to the mall. Notice he didn't go to corporate media, corporate places and cut jobs. He cut jobs at a federal level. But yeah, they talk about he cut jobs like he cut jobs all across the board. He didn't go to Amazon and cut jobs. He didn't go to UPS and cut jobs. He didn't go to the post office and cut jobs. Just want to put that out there when people are like, oh, he cut jobs. Well, not necessarily. He cut federal jobs, that is true. But what he didn't do is cut all the jobs in these other places where other people want to claim to reside and think that's where they was at. No, he did not.
which they are not the working poor, where they are still needing the $6 a day to eat. So yes, we need to talk about it, but I don't think that.
Okay. And another thing with this federal minimum wage, it's $7.25. Yes, that is true. But how many people in America has federal minimum wage jobs?
So how many people in America what?
Has federal minimum wage jobs?
Shit. But I'm guessing like 500.
Not that many. Not that many. Not that many people is working at a federal minimum wage job working $7.25. No. Not when you can go get a state local job at $12 an hour, $11 an hour, $15 an hour, $16.
But everybody, you know how many people apply for state jobs? Like everybody ain't able, honey.
Okay, I'm gonna break it down like this.
No, I can say everybody ain't able.
How many?
No,
Okay,
that's why.
Check this out. Check this out. How many people with felonies you think working for the Fed?
Oh, none.
Okay, I rest my case then. Most people that got feds got a good job. Why? Because they not working federal minimum wage. You can go to McDonald's and make more than federal minimum wage. Am I lying or am I tripping?
You're tripping. There's no way. Because if that was the case, then people
So you can't go to McDonald's right now
people that
and
be
make
working at
$12.
McDonald's, they be living just as good as people that be working for state. Shit.
You're missing the point.
What am I missing?
You can go to McDonald's and work and make $12.
Right.
Right. So that's more than federal minimum wage at $7.25, right?
Okay.
I rest my case. That's what I'm saying.
But you know what I thought federal minimum wage applied to any job. Any job can charge $7.
No, April. You use the word federal for a reason. McDonald's is not a federal job.
Man, ain't no federal job paying no fucking. What federal job you know paying $7 though, Michael?
She just said it.
Who?
I can't say her name. Jacatra, she said federal minimum wage is still at $7.25 an hour.
Right. So who is? I want to know what federal agency is paying $7.25.
You have to look up a fair job that's doing that. I personally don't know.
That ain't true. Federal jobs get paid more than a regular job. Like you got to point to a federal job.
No, not necessarily. No, not necessarily, mamas.
What federal job is paying them, Michael? Unless you working for the prisons or you working inside, like you're
okay. I'm gonna look it up for you.
Please let me know.
What federal jobs are paying $7.25 an hour?
Question that touches on the minimum pay requirements for federal work. The quick answer is that it is highly unlikely any direct federal government employee is currently being paid as low as the $7.25 per hour federal minimum wage. Here is a breakdown of why. 1. Federal employee minimum wage is higher. In 2022, a $15
per hour minimum. So she said it's higher, it's actually $15 an hour. So that means when so you're correct, April.
Mm-hmm.
But that means that this lady, a Democrat, is lying when she just sat on this news broadcast and said $7.25 an hour. The minimum wage hasn't went up when the average federal minimum job across the United States of America is $15.
Right.
Yet again, you can go to McDonald's and make $12. You making 12 out here? Well, yeah, you making 12 out here. So I'm gonna rewind what she just said, so you can hear it again. And I'm glad you said that, and I'm glad we had that discussion right there. So they be a total crock of shit. If you ever go on Talk of the Tick and you just stroll and you listen to those debate panels. And listen to the debate panel, and they talk about, minimum wage is this. You can like, well, no, you're technically wrong, because me and my friend looked it up on a podcast, and federal minimum wage across the board is $15 an hour. So
he's not even had a full year. So no, we need to work on economic policies that will put people into a position in which they are not the working poor, where they are still needing the $6 a day to eat. So yes, we need to talk about it, but I don't think that SNAP is the problem. I think that is the resolution, or at least that is a simple.
I'm gonna rewind a little bit further.
The cost of action is going up, whether we're talking about the cost of food, or whether we're talking about the cost of rent, or whether we're talking about the cost to actually try to engage in home ownership, if we're talking about the interest rates. And we know that under the failed leadership of this administration, this country has seen a loss of 1 million jobs, and that's just in the first few months. He's not even had a full year.
Okay, right there. I'm finna go backwards. I was still finish up on the 725, but that billion jobs that we lost, most of that stuff is because Joe Biden had jobs that wasn't documented. So they make believe job that wasn't real.
So no, we need to work on economic policies that will put people into a position in which they are not the working poor, where they are still needing the $6 a day to eat. So yes, we need to talk about it, but I don't think that SNAP is the problem. I think that that is the resolution, or at least that is a symptom of the problem. We have a bigger problem in which we have billionaires that are continuing to rise up every single day and are getting richer and richer, to the extent that there was talk about Elon becoming a trillionaire, the first one in this country or in the world. Yet we still have people that have to go to the food bank and go to work, that have to sit there and go to make sure that they've got money on their SNAP and EBT cards. Like, that's a problem, and I do think that we need to address it.
And you mentioned it's about 30% have income, but that number goes up to 55% of SNAP users if you include families with children. I also want to ask you about another huge cost right now, and that's health insurance. The Kaiser Family Foundation estimates about 17% of your state's population did not have coverage in 2024, and more than 1 million might become uninsured if these subsidies expired. What impact do you think that will have on families in your state? And are you hearing concern across the aisle on this issue?
I am absolutely hearing concerns kind of in general, and many of those on the other side of the aisle do not want to admit it publicly. You have pretty much only really seen Marjorie Taylor Greene be honest about this and talk about the issue as relates to the number of her constituents that are going to potentially go uninsured. And when we talk about this, I want people to understand, because I feel like some people are just callous about this and they're like, this doesn't impact me. And overall, all of this is impacting you. Everyone's insurance premiums are going up because of the big ugly bill, number one. But number two, just because somebody doesn't have health insurance coverage doesn't mean that people somehow now are not going to be sick. I need people to understand that there are oaths that many doctors have decided that they are going to honor, unlike the oaths that many of my colleagues have taken, in which they've decided to disregard. And so when somebody gets sick, that means that they're going to be at the emergency room regardless as to whether or not they have coverage. And overall, we all end up paying for it. And it is so much more expensive than making sure that that person has coverage and they're able to go in on.
It's way more expensive to go in there with insurance to pay for something than you would have to pay without insurance. I done seen too many documents on that. So if that was the case, then why do the Democratic Party want us to subsidize the Barack Obamacare? Subsidize means, why do you want us to pay more into a program that's supposed to be cheap and affordable? Why is the cost for it keep raising?
Right.
The reason why is because of the reason that people are not going to like to hear. The average person don't like hearing the true reason why this is happening, and why a person like me is concerned with stuff like that. Oh, why are you concerned? Okay, I got insurance. I pay into it. Actually, I work and pay into my insurance too. So it's not like I'm getting free insurance. I'm paying into it. I pay taxes too. So that's a little bit better and a little bit more affordable for me. You know what I'm saying? It should be. But yet again, I pay for me. I pay for my subsidizing my insurance. I work for it. It comes out of my taxes, but I also pay for people that cannot afford it and use it on an everyday basis. And that people, think about people that abuse it. Think about people that abuse it. It's people that got this insurance that's going to go up here and go here to these places and get prescription, sell it because they need to eat. They're trying to get, they're trying to do whatever they want. When they go to Walgreens or CVS to get their prescriptions filled. That comes down on us. We got to pay for that. Nobody thinks about that. Nobody cares and thinks about the pocket part. They're like, oh, well, we're paying for it anyway. Well, when you start learning what you pay for, it makes a difference. That's where I see the problem. And I be like, we got an issue. I'm tired of having to pay for things, extra things. I'm like, shit, I'm barely paying for the things that I want. You know? I'm barely.
A consistent basis and see a doctor and hopefully prevent any escalation of any problems that they may have health-wise. So this is a catastrophic issue for all of us, and we all need to be in.
Congresswoman, very quickly before I let you go, are you running for Senate? What's going to help you make that decision?
I have no idea just yet. What's going to help me is data. You know, basically, we haven't elected a Democrat statewide in the state of Texas in over 30 years. So to me, it's not about the current electorate. It's about whether or not I can expand the electorate. I know that the numbers exist in the state of Texas, but it's just about whether or not I am the candidate that can excite people that have never paid attention to politics to get involved. Something that we saw from a junior senator out of Illinois when he became the president of the United States, and something that, frankly, we saw out of Donald Trump. He was able to excite people that had never really been engaged in politics. So that will be probably what the
They asked me earlier, do you like what you're getting, what you're voting for? And I told them, yes, I do. I like what I'm getting. Is, you know what I'm saying? Nobody expect this life to be easy. Nobody expect us to do this. It's going to be simple. Nobody. We understood that the challenges ahead of us was going to be there. I look at it as, I just don't think people thought that the fact that conservatives and Republicans were going to sit back and straight see what was going on and be like, okay, yeah, I'm still rocking with this. Everybody thought sooner or later, like, all right, where's the line crossed that you have seen that you don't like? That's where people are at. That's where people are at. If you are seeing things that you feel that is unfair, or you seeing things that are of the norm in your eyes, you probably don't like it, probably getting on your nerve. I know a lot of people are tired of going on social media. You want to go back to the old days of what you're going on social media, looking up social media. You want to look at the fights, girls shaking their ass. That's what people want to go back to. And that's what I've seen. Like, now that we're woke, it still seems like a lot of people still want to go back to the old ways. They still want to be dumbed down. All right. So I do got another video. This video mostly been about health benefits, but SNAP benefits confirmed. I got an update. I'm gonna let him explain. Hey, I keep my resources always around when it comes to certain things. Okay. So yet again, people are gonna be starting getting your SNAP benefits in the next 3 days. So basically today, tomorrow, and next 3 days, you're gonna be getting some SNAP. You're gonna get benefits. You're only gonna get half of what your SNAP is. This is what I've been hearing all day today. I just needed a little bit more confirmation that you was getting it. So yeah, people gonna be eating. That's why I was like, all this, oh, we gonna be storming this and doing this. I was like, man, ain't nobody. This is not what we're gonna be doing, bro. I really didn't see a lot of people going out here raiding grocery stores like they claimed they was gonna do. And I'm glad that didn't happen. I promise you, I'm glad that didn't happen. Just keeping it real. A lot of people really thought that was really going to be that type of lifestyle. So you're going to be getting SNAP benefits. Now, to the people that works for the government, who's waiting on the government to open back up, I do feel you. I do understand. We need that. But yet again, you just need 5. It's crazy to need 5 people to open up the government on one side only. And then you be like, okay, I will understand y'all blaming the Republicans. Like, it's 5 people, but you need 2 to 3 Republicans. You don't need no Republicans to open up the government. You need 5 Democrats to open up the government. It's crazy. This is what amazes me. This is why people are struggling. And this is in my field where I'm at, because I'm in Vegas. I deal with hospitality. People not flying out here. People don't want to come travel because of stuff like this. And it's hurting me. So yes, when people can ask me, are you being affected of this? Yes, I'm highly affected of this. If people don't want to come to Vegas and come travel, I don't work. I had a lot of people that were supposed to come hang out with me in October. They wasn't able to come because of the shutdown. I haven't did this in a long time with this rant, so excuse me. Bear with me. I got to get back into my old ways and how I used to be and things. Snow gonna be thugging with me. I got to get back into this. When I see this, it doesn't anger me, but I just feel like maybe, just maybe, I am somewhat of the person that can help smoothing this out. I'm not the smartest. I'm not an A student, not a B student. Okay. Not trying to say I sit in the front of the classroom, I know everything. This is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not that person. But I feel like my platform is just to discuss and break things down a little bit easier, a little bit simpler, a little bit smoother, a little bit calmer. Asking the question that you want to ask, that you may be afraid to ask. Let's ask the questions. Let's talk about the things that we don't want to talk about. Common facts that ain't common to the everyday person. Everyday person, we don't know the Constitution. The average person don't care about the Constitution. Care about waking up, going to work, putting food on the table, lights on, and having a good day. People right now are probably worried about sports. Making sure your basketball game on, your football game on, your Monday Night Football game on, your hockey game on. You just want to chill. You went to work. You worked hard. You don't want to come home stressing about red or blue. I get it. This government, right and left, is intriguing to me. I wake up. I like to know about the government. I watch C-SPAN I'm one of those. And that was crazy. Before I really truly jumped into the government part, I was watching C-SPAN thinking that I knew what was going on. I didn't even know what was going on. Way back when I was a kid. Way back when I was a kid, I was watching. You take government trips to your state, you know, you learn about your governor, you know, your mayor right down the street, but you know, your governor at the state capitol. You got legislation, you got laws getting made, bills. You remember, some of us remember the ABC Constitution song that used to come on. Some of us older remember times where marching in the streets, the Black Panther movement, Martin Luther King, actually met Martin Luther King, seen Martin Luther King. Some of y'all actually heard his speeches on TV, seen it on the radios. Yeah. Why I'm saying this is to say this. Opportunities come at every door that you look at, opening or shutting. The government is supposed to be controlled by us. We always talk about how the government is controlled by somebody else. Why? Because we don't take the time out to know the correction in the right way and what it takes. And then when you do go out here and vote at one time, for people that voted for Kamala, just throwing her out there. Oh, Kamala, I want her in the office. And it didn't work. Oh, my vote don't count. I'm never going to vote again. That's crazy. You took one time, you did a little bit of research. You probably really didn't get out here and march and talk to the people and everything like that. Me personally, I could say I did coverage after coverage after coverage after coverage. Actually got out here and talked to people. I shook hands, asked them about people's problems in their neighborhoods. So many people looked at me like if I was running for mayor, or I was running for president, or I was running for governor, I was running for your district. Because I would get out here and ask these same questions and not be fake with it. I think if I really, really started running, I need a cameraman, you know, and I would go out here in whatever district that I'm going to run for, and I would have the cameras on me and really be asking, and so you can see the work that I'm trying to do. Let's get out here. Let's raise the money for my community. Let's build up these streets. Let's build the schools. Show improvement for something that you're supposed to feel proud in. Proud of. Not proud in. I'm sorry. Proud of. If we didn't look at winners and losers, what did we look at? How would we be able to move the needle? What is an expectation of a person that we see doing something good? I heard people talk, and the people that talk, you be like, is there crime in your neighborhood? And they be like, yeah. I heard a story this morning that went down in St. Louis, Missouri that was so disgusting. So disgusting. A true story. It made news. It's big headline in St. Louis. It didn't make mainstream media, y'all. It didn't make mainstream media. Big headline. You have a man who touched a child, did things that was undescribable to YouTube. Went to the father and said, hey, sir, I did these things. I'm going to pay you to be quiet and shut up. 15 grand to say, shut up. Not say nothing, not talk about it. The man, the father, says no. So you know what this guy does? He goes calls him a hitman, y'all. He goes calls a hitman to take out the father because the father don't want to take the hush money. The hitman does the job. He executes perfectly. Then you know what the man does, y'all? You know what the bad man do? He takes out the hitman too. This is in my hometown where I'm from. I don't stay there. People ask me, why don't you come back? Listen to the nasty, disgusting stories that happen in that nasty city. Why is it top 5 crime rate in America? Why can't nobody stop at stoplights and stop signs? But I ask people, and that's not there. We can go to Detroit. We can go to Chicago. We can go to New York. We can go to Florida. We can go to Louisiana. We can go to Mississippi. We can go to California. We can go to Portland. Crime. Nastiness. Police officers can't get to you in time because it's not enough of them. But then you ask somebody, you feel safe in your city? Yeah, man, I feel safe in my city, man. I'm on the block with my homies. Man, we got this and that. We take anybody out. Ain't nobody messing with us. Hey, man, your city safe. Nah, man, my city ain't safe, man. That's why I got to keep up. Okay. Do you want your city safe, man? Can't no cops come over here. Can't no police come over here, but your city not safe. Your town not safe. Your area not safe. Which one is it? How is it not safe, but you won't say, but the police can't come? Yes, I'm jumping to a whole nother subject because all of this has to do with the government and why we're looking at all this conflict. I ain't even touched supremacists. Oh my God. Oh my God. I just want to stick on crime. Because y'all look at the statistics and y'all heard of all statistics going down 10, 15% in the last 4 years. Dang, it take 14 years for 10%. And then you hear the news of violent criminals getting locked up, getting 14 accounts, 10 accounts, 12 accounts, 11 accounts, 9 accounts, 13 accounts. Jesus Christ, when was the counts? Who's counting the counts of accounting and not counting and letting a person know that he's a criminal? He's a bad person. Oh, no, you're not a bad person. You just misunderstood. He was just trying to put food on the table. He was just trying to eat. What? With 14 accounts? He was just trying to put food on the table? You know how it is, y'all. Ain't nobody gonna hire me, man. Look at me. Look at you. I know y'all gonna hire you. You know how it is, man. I gotta get it how I live. How are you living? How are you living? Do you want to live the way that you are living? Do you want to be in the predicaments that you are in? Do you want to look for success in something that you truly believe in? Is the people that hanging out with you doing what they need to do? It's crazy. That you look and you know that you have to look over your shoulder when you go to certain areas. I hear, because I'm not a witness to it, but I hear when most people go to places like Chicago, yeah, they rather call an Uber, leave everything in the room. Matter of fact, don't even let the maids in. I heard people in Chicago don't even let the maids in. I'm coming to visit. No. You clean up this place when I'm gone. You're not coming in. Do not disturb. I remember going to California and my sister feeling uncomfortable because she found a nice area that was close to the hotel, but that hotel that we was in, or motel, I'm sorry, the motel we was in was a little rough around the edges. Made you kind of want to peek out there at night, make sure your vehicle was okay. No, you know, I took my own car. And I said, I'm just wondering, why are we looking at a problem and then we don't want to solve it? Or let me rephrase like this. Why are we looking at a problem that somebody wants to solve to clean up your streets? You just don't like how he's doing it. So, I just had to read this real quick. You know, sometimes you get a little information. I thought it was gonna be helpful to the conversation, but it's really not. I'm gonna end it at this, y'all. I'm gonna end it like this. For those who don't vote, it don't matter to you. You don't care. Keep that same energy when stuff happens to you that matters. When something matters to you and it happened, like I heard a lady that's complaining about the grocery store and you mad that the grocery store price is high and you can't, when it matters and you can actually point at somebody, keep to yourself. Matter of fact, just put it on Taco the Tip. They care. They understand. They get it. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm your host, Capiche. I think I'm trying to get back, y'all. I'm trying to come back because I got a lot to say. I got a lot on my chest. It's countless videos to go to do. I really want to start doing my lives and also do reaction. Do catch me Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. through 9 p.m. on the Talk of the Talk, Brooklyn's Vibe Community. Go check her out. Brooklyn's live on TikTok, man. To go down. We do have merch over there. We got shirts, t-shirts to go down. Good conversation Monday through Friday. Gift every Monday. Nosy. I don't know the days. I don't know what he call them. Just go check us out. 3 to 6 Pacific. If you'd like to, come join us. The panel will be full. Come make some money. Because that's what we do over there. Until next time, y'all. We out. I love y'all to death. Peace.